Hi there, my name's Mark and welcome to today's workout where we'll train legs, shoulders, back, arms and some core, so a bit of everything today. As always, have a set of dumbbells, but if you don't have those, a lot of this stuff you can do with just your own body weight as well. This workout's filmed with no music, so if you want to use one of my Spotify playlists, click the link down below. When you're ready, let's get started. Let's get the arms moving first to begin with. So take the arms out nice and wide and then alternate what elbow crosses over the top. So as always, we'll spend a few minutes on mobility first, get the shoulders moving, get the body mobile and get us warmed up. From here, take the arms straight up and down, big stretch through the side to the back, and start to feel that stretch underneath the arms, reaching all the way up through the fingertips. And as always, if you've got any injuries or anything you're working with, just take today's workout at your own pace. Hold the next one up overhead and then draw the elbows down and then reach up. So you want to get this movement into the shoulder blades, working on mobility into the upper back. So if you've been sitting at a desk all day or you sit most days of the week, we tend to get a little bit rounded through the upper back. So these kind of exercises are nice to bring our posture back to neutral again. Okay, from here, rest for a moment and then alternating knee lifts. Lift the knee up, hold for a moment and then switch sides. Take a moment to find your balance. Start to think about engaging through the core as you lift the knee. And at the same time, opening up into the hips. Good, one more each side. And then into some bodyweight squats. So take the feet shoulder width apart, arms out in front for balance. And then drop down and hold here with the upper legs parallel to the floor. And then from here, stand up, reach the arms all the way up overhead. So drop down and hold and just start to feel that weight even across both feet. Stand up and reach overhead. Let's do that 3 more times. So drop down and hold, relax the shoulders, lift and reach. And start to feel into and move into a bit of hip mobility here. Okay, good. Next time, hold down here at the bottom range. You might even drop down a little bit lower. Just kind of gently start to shift side to side. Just creating a bit more space into the hips there, but keeping the chest up so you're not rounding forward. And then from here, bring the hands out in front. Make your way into downward facing dog, into this pike position. Bend the knees a little bit, lift the tailbone up, get that length into the back of the body. And then from there, step your right foot to the outside of the hands into this wide runner's lunge. So look forward with the chest, get that length into the spine. Let's take a few breaths here. You might even just gently shift the body side to side and then from there into plank position. Hold here in the plank. And then from here, I'm going to teach you an exercise we'll use. So bring the knee into the nose for this tiger curl and then back into the plank position. Lift the hips up into downward facing dog. And then do that on the other side. So other leg forward into the lunge. Hold there for a moment. A few little movements side to side. Good, and then from there into plank position. Hold there in the plank. And then same as before, bring the knee into the nose on that side. And then step back into the plank. Then lift the hips into the downward facing dog. Hold there for a couple of breaths. Start to straighten out through the legs a little bit more. And then from here, bring the knees down underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Let's take a few rounds of spinal roll. So lift up between the shoulder blades, look to the feet. And then drop down through the belly, lift the chin, lengthen out through the neck. Do that a couple of times. Good, one more. Okay, perfect. From there, sit back onto the heels. And so first up, I'll show you the first couple of exercises, then we'll get going. So we're going to do a little downward facing dog, tiger curl, push-up combination. We just learned that in the warm-up. And then with the dumbbells, we'll do single arm rows. So I'll show you this one, and then we'll get started. So with the rows, put one leg forward, other leg back. Drop down nice and low, find this length into the body. And then as we wrap the elbow around the ribs, We feel this work into the side of the back. So I have the dumbbells out to the side of the mat so they don't get in the way. And then when you're ready, we're going to start here in this downward facing dog position or pike position like we did in the warm-up phase. So hands shoulder width apart. Have the feet hip distance apart. Pause there for a moment. And then bring the knee into the nose. Step back into plank. And then take one push up. And then lift the hips back into the pike position. Other side. So knee to nose, shift forward, bring it right in. Step back into a high plank. And then from there, take one push up. Lift the hips and ground down into the heels. So just take this combination at your own pace. Bring the knee into the nose. Step back into the plank. One push up. And then lift the hips. 20 seconds to go. So you just take this at your own pace. You can always drop down into a kneeling position for the push up if you need to at any point in time. Remember, we've got 3 rounds here, so just take it at whatever level you need to across those 3 sets. Okay, good job. All right, from there, grab your dumbbell, first round through for the single arm rows. So grab the hand weight. Doesn't matter which side you start on first. If you want to take the right arm first, left leg forward, and then drop down here. So you want to get nice and low into the front leg. Keep that length into the spine, looking forward. And so then as you row, wrap the elbow around the rib cage. Get that little pause at the top of the movements. Feel the squeeze into the side of the back. Good, swap over, other side. So drop down low. You don't want to get too much rotation through the shoulders. Just keep the shoulders fairly square and focus on that squeeze and that work into the side of the back each time you row. A couple more. Okay, good. All right, dumbbell out to the front. Get that out of the way and into round 2. So when you're ready, come on down. Let's take a little recovery here and so remember those options. If you want to do kneeling or push up on the toes, completely up to you. So when you're ready, starting the downward facing dog, lift the hips. And then from there, shift forward into the tiger curl, knee to nose, high plank, one push up, and then lift the hips, alternating sides. Other knee in, plank, engage the core, drop, push, and lift. And so as you move through this little combination, just focus on the correct placement of your body in each one of those positions. So you don't want to rush from one to the next. You'll actually work a lot harder by moving slower. Kneecap to the nose, shoulders just past the wrist on the push-up. Lift the hips, then ground into the heels. So you're not just working strength into the shoulders. You've got that core work. You've got that length into the back of the legs as well. All right, come on down, take a seat for a moment. Shake the arms off, loosen up. You should definitely feel that work into chest and shoulders already. So grab your dumbbell. And if you want to go heavier or stack 2 dumbbells together, then that's completely up to you. Get down low, find that position into the body, and then let's go. So now that you know the exercise on the second round, so we then got the option or the ability to either increase the resistance or increase the number of repetitions that you get in each time frame. Always moving with control though, so if you do speed up a little bit, make sure you don't lose the technique. All right, swap sides. Straight into it once you get into position. Make sure back leg stays active to support and stabilize the body. Good, one more. Perfect. All right, third and final set. So when you're ready, back down to the mats. And so if you've been doing the push-ups on the knees so far in this last round, see if you can challenge yourself and jump up on the toes. Even just for 1 or 2 reps makes all the difference. So when you're ready, pike position to begin. Start on the first side, knee to nose, all the way in. Push up from the plank. Lift the hips, other side. Knee cap to the nose, all the way in. And just keep moving at your own pace. Notice the difference when you bring the knee all the way into the tip of the nose. Last 20 seconds. Good, last one. Good job. All right. Whew. That's a tough one when you do the whole lot on the toes. All right, grab your dumbbell. If you want to stack 2 together, remember third round's the challenge round, so you want to be lifting something that gives you quite a bit more challenge than you had on the first round through. Good, 2 more. All right, swap over, other side. Get down low. Last 5 seconds. Okay, good. All right. Dumbbells out of the way. Shake off the arms and legs, and I'll show you the next couple of exercises. So what we're going to do is mat up. So a little leg combination. So square squat, and then the staggered squat. So have the feet just a little bit wider than hip distance to shoulder width. Then from there, 1 squat, step 1 foot back just behind the heel into the staggered squat, which you've done before. Then we come back to regular squat and then switch over, other leg. And so we alternate for a minute. Then we're going to grab the dumbbells and do a little bicep curl pyramid. So we start off with 1 curl into the press. And then we add an extra bicep curl into the press. So we're going to pyramid just the bicep on the first round. We'll pyramid the shoulder on the second round, and then both of them on the third round. So when you're ready, starting off with the squats first. So you can use dumbbell or body weights. Maybe body weight on the first round. Set the feet. When you're ready, let's go. Squat, and then step back into the staggered squat. So drop here, and then step the other foot back. So we're going to alternate sides for the minute. Squat, square, and then staggered. And so what we're doing here is just noticing if there's much of a difference from one leg to the other. Just be aware of what happens when you take the right foot back, what happens when you take the left foot back, and then compare that to what happens when you've got both feet level. And so be aware of any of those little differences, the imbalances, You might find that you feel it more in the glute or quadricep on one side than the other. So this is just good to be aware of what's happening on each side of the body. Okay, good. All right, shake off the legs. So grab your dumbbells. Pyramid from curl to press. First round through, it's the bicep. So one curl, one press, and then we take two curls, and then into the press, and then just continue to pyramid the bicep curl. So 3, and then straight into the curl on that last press each time. So 4, and it's moving at your own pace. You don't need to keep up with me. This as long as you keep adding 1 extra bicep curl each time. Should be 5 this round. Up into the press. Let's go for 6. Make sure elbows stay nice and close. And then just finish off as many as you get. In this last set, maybe 7. Okay, good job. All right, dumbbells out to the side. And so if you want to use a dumbbell for the next round through, grab a dumbbell. You can just stay with your own body weight if you like. I'll let you decide. So if you're still new to this one or feel a bit off balance with the legs, then just stay with body weight. So when you're ready, let's go. 1 squat, step back, and then into the staggered squat. I'll show you from the front. So here, and then alternating sides. Doesn't matter which one you do first. All that matters is the focus on the movement and the alignment into the body. Make sure chest stays up. And so what we do with this staggered squat is, let's just get into a deeper knee flexion, all the way down, all the way up. And so we can train through a full range of movement. Good, last one. Perfect. All right. Grab both dumbbells. So you get a little 15-second breather between each exercise. So you got enough time there that you don't need to rush from one to the next. There's not a lot of time to waste either. So this round we're going to do pyramid on the press. So 1 of each to start with. And then this time, 2 presses. Good. Always just 1 curl and then 3 presses. Changes it up a little bit. 4. Full range through the press, right down to the shoulders, and then back down to the curl, so you get a little bit of break for the upper body. And just continue to add 1 press each time like we did for the bicep curls. There we go. Good, all the way back down. And then back up, just get as many presses as you can, even if it's just 1 or 2. Okay, good job. All right. Whew. Third and final set. So you can use body weight or the dumbbell, completely up to you. When you're ready, set the feet. Hands in close. Let's begin. 1 squat and then 1 stagger. So last round through, ideally you want to challenge yourself a little bit. But remember, technique and alignment is always the most important thing. Last 15 seconds. Okay, good job. Whew, all right, grab both dumbbells. And so this time, we're going to go pyramid on both the curl and the press. So when you're ready, let's begin. 1 curl, 1 press, and then 2 curls, 2 presses, and then 3 curls. So you always move into the press on the last curl. So 3, then drive into the shoulders. Good, 4 and 4. And just keep pyramiding up. Get in as many as you can to finish. Good press. All the way down. Now take 5. Good, all the way up. And then just get in as many curls as you can to finish for the last 5 seconds. Okay, good job. All right, dumbbells out to the side. Shake off the arms and legs, have a little recovery. Then I'm going to show you the last 2 exercises, then we'll get moving. So we're going to do a bit of hamstring focus work and some tricep isolation to finish off with. So your first exercise, you'll be lying down on the mats. So we're going to take this long bridge. So instead of having the heels in close behind you, you're going to extend the heels out. Have the toes lifting, dig the heels down. And then as you lift the hips up, keep driving down through the heels. Hold for a couple of seconds and then drop down. So we'll start round 1 with both feet together. And if you want to challenge yourself on round 2 and 3, you can do 30 seconds on one side and then 30 seconds on the other side. And so with this one, you should feel it more into the belly, or a little bit lower down into the hamstrings. And then your second exercise, you're going to take 1 dumbbell, tricep kickback with the opposite leg extended. Keep the foot down on round 1, and then option to lift the foot up on round 2 and 3. All right, so hamstrings, when you're ready, lying face up, and let's get started. So dig the heels down, lift the toes up, and then lift and hold for a couple of seconds, and then release. And so if you don't feel it down that little bit lower into the hamstrings, take the feet out a bit further away from the body. So you want to have a long stride or a long length into those legs. So it's called a long bridge. Everything else stays the same, but really focus on that pushing down, like you want to push the feet through the floor. Good, all the way down. There we go. And so the more you focus on that push, the more you'll get that squeeze and that activation into the hamstrings. One more. Okay, good. All right, bring both knees into the chest. Well, I definitely felt that. Rolling up. Grab 1 dumbbell and place it in your first thumb. We're doing both sides, so it doesn't matter which one you do first. And then from there, extend the opposite leg out for balance. So you've got a nice long body. And then take the tricep kickback. So you want to have the upper arm up beside the body. And then you extend all the way out through the arm. Little pause at the end range of the movement. Good, swap over, other side. Elbow in. Get that length into the spine. And feel that balance across the diagonal. Okay, good. All right. Dumbbell out to the side, flip over, and straight into round two. So this last block of work, it's all down on the mats. So you can either stay with what you had on round one, moving both legs, or if you want to challenge yourself, then extend out through one leg, then just lift one side at a time. So dig the heel down, keep the toes lifting up, pelvis stays square as you lift. So you might even want to have a little look and just notice if the body stays square or if you get a bit of a tilt to one side. All right, swap legs. And just start when you're ready. And so this exercise is good when you do single sides, just to be aware of the little indifferences. So unilateral work is actually one of my favorite ways to train because it helps us to work on all those little imbalances that we all have between both sides of the body. 10 seconds. Okay, good. All right, bring both knees in. When you're ready, rolling up. Grab the dumbbell. And then get back into position. Extend out through the opposite leg. Bring the elbow in. And if you want to challenge yourself a little bit, lift the back foot up. And then hold the foot up. Extend out through the heel. And focus on that squeeze into the tricep as you extend out through the arm. Core balance work here as well. Good, swap sides. Then start when you're ready. Keep the elbow up. 10 seconds. Perfect. Whew. All right, almost there. One round to go. So either option for the hamstrings, either option for the tricep and the core balance, completely up to you. So when you're ready, come on down. Extend out through the legs, both or single, and then let's go. Drive the heel down. Get the pause at the top so you can hold into the strength. One more and then switch sides. Start as soon as you're ready. Last one. Good job. Bring the knees in. Slowly rolling up. And then round three. Get set. Extend out through the leg. Let's do it. So last round, just aim to get as many reps as you can without losing control or technique. Good, swap sides. Almost there, 15 seconds. Perfect. All right. Dumbbells out of the way. Take the knees wide. And then from here, just sit back into a wide child's pose. So from here, you want to take the forearms resting on the mat. Take the knees nice and wide. Bring the big toes together. And then from here, just really gently kind of shift the body side to side. So we're starting to stretch into the lower back, open up into the hips. Just relax into the shoulders. And then from there, just start to extend out through the arms. Rest the forehead down and take a few deep breaths here into the belly. So you want to start to slow the body down a bit, start to calm the nervous system, and just start to move into this state of recovery after the workout. And so take a few deep breaths here. Okay, from there, move into tabletop position. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And then from here, just start to move through the spine. So from the tailbone, round through the upper back, tuck the chin in and look to the feet. And then drop the belly, lift the chin, lengthen out through the neck. Just do a couple of rounds, moving at your own pace. Inhale as you open the front of the body. And then exhale as you round and open the back of the body. Okay, good. Pause there for a moment. Reach your right arm forward. And then take the left arm under into this half puppy twist. And so just relax the neck here. Rest the ear on the mat. And take a few deep breaths here. Think about this length and this opening down the right side of the body, creating a bit of space into the ribs. Switch over, other side, reach the left arm forward, right arm under, rest the ear on the mat. Keep the tailbone lifted above the knees. And just breathe into this side of the body. Good. From there, come back to the center and then Keep the toes tucked under if you can, so we stretch into the soles of the feet and the Achilles. Otherwise, drop the toes down flat if you need to. And then from here up, just bring the arms up, reaching out through the sides of the back. And then from here, you can either take a tricep stretch, right hand over the top, reach down to the middle of the back, or if you can, then bring the other arm under and up. Just hold this bind here for 30, 45 seconds, something like that. And then from here, just think about breathing into the upper back, breathing into the space of the ribs. Just feeling the shoulders begin to soften and relax. Keep the toes tucked under for as long as you can. Then just drop them down flat when you need to. Okay, good. Relax and then change sides. So bring the other arm up. Tricep stretch to begin with. You can just stay there with the tricep. Otherwise, bring the other arm under and up. And take a few deep breaths here. Okay, good job. Release. Let's give the arms a bit of a shake out, move forward and back, just like we did in the warm-up phase. One elbow over the top and then switch sides. Okay, good job. And so from here up, just spin the legs around and then take one foot out in front and bring the other foot in. We'll just take a gentle forward fold. So from here, just reach the arms up for a moment, get that length into the body. Then just slowly fold forward and take the hands either side of the front leg. So it doesn't really matter how far you fold. Aim to keep the legs straight though and keep the foot flexed. Soften the knee a bit if you need to. And then just gently kind of walk the hands forward either side of the leg. And as you just breathe and relax here, just feel a bit of a stretch, that gentle length into the back of the body. Remember to focus on the breathing as you hold the stretch so you help the body relax. You're not holding the breath or resisting the body. You want to assist the body in being able to soften and stretch. Good, slowly rolling up. And then switch over, other side, left foot forward, right foot in. Reach the arms up, get that length into the body, and then just slowly fold forward. Take one hand either side of the foot. You might find that one side feels a bit tighter than the other. For me, this is always my tight side. The left hamstring, for me, is not overly friendly most of the time. So just breathe and just work with whatever's happening on either side of the body for you. If you're feeling extra tight, you'll often find that slowing the exhale down makes a difference. So if you take a 1-to-2 ratio breath, so you might breathe in for 3 or 4 seconds, then exhale for 6 or 8. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Okay, good. Slowly roll up, then extend out through both legs. And then from here, just gently roll back and bring the knees into the chest as you do so. And then if you take the knees to shoulder width apart, then just gently let the body shift side to side. And then from there, keep the right knee in, extend the left leg out, shuffle it back a little bit. Hold there for a moment, and then just take a gentle spinal twist over to the left. So take the right knee across, then you can keep the left hand on the knee there just to help hold that down a little bit. Then if you take the right arm and open out nice and wide, you can either look up to the ceiling or you might just start to gently look down the length of the right arm. And that'll just slightly intensify the stretch. Remember, you want to be able to stay with an easy, comfortable breath though. So if it feels like you are struggling to breathe easy, then just bring the head back to the center or even look in the same direction as the knee. Just adjust that and do whatever feels best for you. Stay with those slower exhales. Come back to the center, square off the hips, bring both knees in again for a moment. And then extend out through the right leg, keep the left knee in. Hold there for a couple of breaths, and then on the next exhale, twist over to your right. Use the hand to hold the knee down. Extend out through your left arm. Then just choose the best position that works for your neck. And then slowly come back to the center. Square off the hips. Bring both knees in, and then from there, gently roll up. I'm going to finish off in a butterfly fold. So from here, let's take the soles of the feet together. Knees out wide. And just gently fold forward. Reach the hands forward. You might get the elbows resting over the front of the shins. And just relax the neck, drop the head in. Take a few deep breaths here. And then from there, when you're ready, slowly rolling up. Bring the hands around behind, extend out through the legs. So open the chest for a few breaths. A little counterbalance after the folding forward. So if you have time here, you could lie down and take a relaxation for a couple of minutes, let the whole body relax. Otherwise, let's bring the knees in. Thanks for joining. As always, if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out on Instagram, and I look forward to training with you soon. Bye.